Hello and welcome to this little video guide about the ISO 56000 portal for the TIMS project. As you can see, very big on the screen, this is the link that you would be using to get to the tool, ISO 56000.eurospy.net. So let's follow this. Just click on this little presentation that I prepared, and this is the landing page. Welcome to the web assessment portal for ISO 56000 benchmarking. And now you're here, you might be wondering, okay, how do I proceed? So first of all, you would need to register. Usually you won't have an account, which you can use to log in. So you would want to register. So just hover on the login. So on the top, there's a login. Hover on this with your mouse, scroll down to or move down to TIMS registration. Click on this. The form opens and there's basically two key things to enter here. Select an organization, TIMS project, completely fine, just leave it there. And then we have the company profile to fill out this. This is basically the project you want to assess or the company you want to assess. So the company that you will be looking at is the project name or the company name. So for this case, video tutorial TIMS is what I will be assessing. And we have a username. So the username, this is you. So we have Tobias, the video assessor. Let's call it that. Tobias video assessor. This is my account. So I will be assessing the video tutorial TIMS. The password I won't tell you because of reasons. And so here we are. Everything is filled out. You click insert. Tool automatically creates your account, creates the assessment, and then logs you in, and you will be left here. So basically, you have the assessment already open. On the left are all your processes. And the next step would be selecting a process or the processes that you want to assess. For example, if you have a project that is standalone, there's no partners, external partners, you would probably leave out the whole innovation partnership framework, etc. So you won't be assessing those. You will just, for example, start with leadership. Let's look at leadership. You click on the leadership process, it will expand, and then there's 5 options, basically, so levels, 5 levels. The first one, the most basic one that usually you will assess is level 1. And this is the doing, how is leadership doing in terms of innovation, what are they doing, and in terms of or in regards to the ISO 56000 standard. So we have our 4 base practices. You can see I've prepared. So 4 base practices. The first one is leadership in regards to the innovation management system, then the focus on value realization, creating the vision, and creating a strategy. So I will be holding an interview with this company, with this virtual company in this case, and they will be telling me about what their leadership, for example, does in terms of innovation. And so I can open the notes and say, okay, they have all, for example, this is not a strength per se, but all managers have accounts on Jira for innovation. Okay, so however, so I found a weakness, and then something is wrong with the setup, or maybe the accounts have not been used. You can see in some logs that the accounts have not been used, stuff like that. So you will be filling out this base practice according to the interview that you're conducting. You will be checking if the leadership is fostering culture, supporting innovation activities, etc. You do this for all the base practices, and you will come to a rating. Additionally, we'll sometimes be presented with documents. If you look at the outcomes, so if you click on this text, you will get a little outcomes list. We'll look at the outcomes, so the 4 things that will need to be provided for this leadership process to be fully, like 100% good. Let's call it that. So we have 4 outcomes. So we have top management is demonstrating leadership. We have the establishment of an innovation process, yada yada, and we have an established vision and a documented strategy. And mainly the 3rd and 4th are very easy to see because they very explicitly are documents. So innovation vision, yes, you can talk about it, but usually in a company you will be writing it down. So I should hopefully be presented with these documents, maybe also some form of presentation where top management is demonstrating leadership, stuff like that. So if you get these evidences, you can do a few things. You click on this evidences button on the top, click on it, and a little table opens. So I can now say video where managers demonstrate leadership, for example, and then I can provide a link. I do not have a link for that, but I can just put it in the description, and then I see, okay, this is my evidence. The other way would be I get a document, for example, this vision document or the strategy document. So if I drag here my little Explorer window, and I have prepared 2 blank documents which I can use. So I have this leadership vision innovation document. I can drag and drop it here. Linked file is my Word file, and then I have vision document. In the description, I maybe put version 1.7, and I add it. So now there's the little pin, so indicating that this is a file, vision document. I have uploaded this, and then also maybe I upload the strategy presentation. So strategy presentation held in October 2022. Now I have all my evidences, and I can also put these according to where they belong. So, for example, create an innovation vision. So I can in the notes put got evidence of vision in form of Word file. So I can put this here. Maybe it's a strength even, and then I can rate accordingly. So maybe we found a weakness here. Per weakness, usually give or take, we do downrate by 1. So if there's F is the best, so we start with F. F is fully, and then we have found a weakness. However, something was wrong, so we rate it L. Then we scroll down. We focus on value realization. This is fine. Then we got the evidence file of the vision, so this is fine as well. And we got a strategy presentation, so this is fine as well. You do this for every process that applies to the project or company. So maybe I go through planning. Planning is largely fine, but it's a little iffy. Resources management is usually perfect. So this video tutorial project has top-notch resources management. Competences are managed very well, I can say, from the interview that I totally conducted. We implemented the IMS, but there were some issues that we mentioned before, that the managers maybe do not all know their account credentials. So even though they have some, there's no logins logged. And then performance evaluation, this is bad. So they have not done this too well, so partially. So usually you would do this more thoroughly, of course. So you do an interview, you check for weaknesses, you check for evidences, do this early. Just don't just click through this like I do. And then at the end, you will know about the innovation capabilities of the company or this project, and you will have some processes rated. After that, there's 2 ways to get to your attributes, to see a bigger picture of all this. First one is to go through rating. You just hover over with the mouse and click on calculation, where a window will open, and this will be the calculated attributes in terms for leadership planning, etc. So this, not to be confused with the rating that we did before, is the average of all the practices that we rated. So for example, for the leadership, I remember we had an L for the base practice 1, but an F for all the others. So there's 3 Fs for 1 L. You just add them up and average them, and out comes something that's more F than L. And so F is the overall rating for leadership. Same goes for planning. There's all else, etc., etc. So you get a good overview of what this planning looks like, even though you don't have to look at all the single ratings. This is one way to get this. The other would be to go through the export. If we close this window, we go through export, just hover over with your mouse on top here, and we click on Word report. An even smaller window will open, and don't change anything. So this is all fine. Usually you should never have to change anything here. We click export and we get a Word file. We can choose to save this. We download it and we open it. Normal Word file, and it says, okay, assessment report for the video tutorial. It's an ISO 56000 assessment. There's some details, there's a table of contents, change history table, we have some more information. And then as we scroll down, we have the levels achieved table, we have the attribute satisfaction, the same that I showed you before with the window, and we have the detailed ratings. As we scroll even further, then we see, okay, this is the detailed ratings with our notes. So we see the strength that we noted, we see the weakness that we noted, got an evidence, and as we scroll down way to the bottom through all our ratings, we can also see our evidences. So everything that we put in, where we assigned it, and what the information was, is presented in the Word file with this report. All right, so this is everything, or the basics about the ISO 56000 benchmarking tool. I hope I have not lost you or been too fast. More information will be provided to you through a guideline, and that's it for me.